Good morning, children. Yesterday we discussed about the raw materials for the photosynthesis. In that we discussed about chlorophyll, sunlight, and water. Today we are going to see about carbon dioxide. Okay. This carbon dioxide is from the air. Okay, from the atmosphere, plants are taking the carbon dioxide. Okay, these are taken by the tiny pores present in the leaves. The tiny pores in the leaves, on the leaf surface there are tiny pores. The tiny pores are called as stomata. Already we discussed in the 6th class. On the leaf there are tiny pores. On the surface of the leaf there are tiny pores. Okay, the tiny pores are called the stomata. Okay. This carbon dioxide is taken through this stomata. Okay, and oxygen also in the photosynthesis, oxygen is released. Now plants will take the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. Okay, the oxygen produced in the photosynthesis is also released through this stomata. Okay, this carbon dioxide combines with the water present in the chloroplasts of the leaf and sugar is prepared. After that it is converted into the starch. Okay, have you understood now? Carbon dioxide, plants are taking carbon dioxide from the air. Okay, green color leaves are there no for the plants. That leaves, on the leaf surface there are tiny pores. The tiny pores are called the stomata. Okay, carbon dioxide is taken by these tiny pores, and the oxygen released in the photosynthesis also is oxygen produced in the photosynthesis also is released through this stomata into the atmosphere. Okay, this carbon dioxide is combining with the water present in the leaves of the chloroplasts. First sugar is produced, after that it is converted into the starch. Okay, this starch serves as food for all the organisms. Okay, in the food components, in the first lesson we discussed, in the first lesson, in the food component, in the food there are some components like starch or carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, these are available in the plant products. Food contains starch, proteins, fats. We are getting these nutrients from the plants products. Plants are producing sugar first. First in the leaves sugar is prepared. After that it is converted into the starch. Okay, to prepare this starch along with the carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight, they need some other nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, okay, and potassium. Okay, to prepare this starch, okay, to prepare its food, plants need some other nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, along with this they need many other nutrients also in very minute quantities. So the other nutrients are called as micronutrients. Okay, micronutrients. Plants absorb or get these nutrients from the soil through their roots. Okay, plants need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. They will get these nutrients from the soil through their roots. Okay, there are few plants, they eat the insects. There are some plants, they will eat the insects. Okay, their leaves will be in green color. Leaves will be in green color, so they can prepare their food. Okay, plants growing in the nitrogen deficient areas, they meet their to meet their nitrogen requirements, they will trap the insects. Okay, to trap the insects, these plants will have the specially modified leaves to attract the insects. Okay, to hold the insects, they had specially modified leaves. Okay, so these plants are called the insectivorous plants. They are depending on other organisms, no, so they are also called the carnivorous plants. Carnivorous plants, examples of these insectivorous plants are Drosera. Okay, and Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Nepenthes. Okay, these are all the examples of the carnivorous plants. Now you understood, no? To prepare along with we will get these nutrients from the plant products. To prepare the starch, okay, to prepare its food, plants need some other nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, they need many other nutrients also, but they are needed in very minute quantities. But some plants are there, they will be in green color. Okay, they can prepare their food, but if they are growing in the nitrogen deficient areas, to meet their nitrogen requirements, they will trap the insects. Okay, to trap the insects, their leaves were specially modified. They had special leaves to trap the insect, to attract the insects. Okay, these are called as insectivorous plants or carnivorous. They are depending on the other organisms, no, so they are other animals, other insects, so they are called as carnivorous plants. Examples of these carnivorous plants or insectivorous plants is Drosera, Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Nepenthes. Okay, and there are some plants, they don't have green leaves. There are some plants, they are not having green leaves. Okay, and they are not taking the food like animals. They are not taking the food like the other animals. They are not having the green leaves, means they are not having the chlorophyll. So they cannot prepare their food. If there was no chlorophyll, they cannot prepare their food. They are known as the heterotrophs. Heterotrophs. Some plants, they are not having the green leaves, but means there is no chlorophyll. If there was no chlorophyll, they cannot prepare their food. So they are called as heterotrophs. This heterotrophic nutrition is in different types. Heterotrophic nutrition is in different types based on how they are obtaining the food from the other organisms. కొన్ని ప్లాంట్స్కి గ్రీన్ లీవ్స్ ఉండవు, గ్రీన్ లీవ్స్ లేకపోతే క్లోరోఫిల్ ఉండదు, క్లోరోఫిల్ లేకపోతే అవి ఫుడ్ని ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోలేకపోతే వాటిని క్లోరోఫిల్ వేటిలో ఉండవో అవి ఫుడ్ తయారు చేసుకోలేవో వాటిని హెట్రోట్రోప్స్ అంటారు. ఆ న్యూట్రిషన్ వచ్చేసి హెట్రోట్రోపిక్ న్యూట్రిషన్ అంటారు. ఈ హెట్రోట్రోపిక్ న్యూట్రిషన్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్లో ఉంటుందన్నమాట. అవి వేరే ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ నుంచి ఫుడ్ని ఏ విధంగా తీసుకుంటున్నాయి అనే దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని హెట్రోట్రోపిక్ న్యూట్రిషన్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్. ఓకే, that we are going to see about saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. See, mushrooms, they are not having the green leaves, they are not taking the food like the animals. Okay, they are growing on the dead and decaying matter. డెడ్ అండ్ డికేయింగ్ మ్యాటర్, చనిపోయిన కుళ్ళిపోయిన మ్యాటర్ మీద మష్రూమ్స్ అనేవి కుళ్ళిపోయిన వాటి మీద ఈ మష్రూమ్స్ అనేవి పెరుగుతున్నాయి. ఓకే, దీస్ మష్రూమ్స్ గ్రో ఆన్ ది డెడ్ అండ్ డికేయింగ్ మ్యాటర్. దే విల్ secrete these mushrooms will secrete a digestive juice. It will release a digestive juice on the dead and decaying matter, and it will convert this matter into a solution, and mushrooms will absorb that solution. They are getting the nutrients from the solution, okay, from this dead and decaying matter. Okay, the mode of nutrition in which organisms take its nutrients in the form of solution from dead or decaying matter is called the saprophytic nutrition. Okay, this mode of nutrition in which organisms take its nutrients in the form of solution from the dead and decaying matter is called the saprophytic nutritions. మష్రూమ్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాయి, డెడ్ అండ్ డికేయింగ్ మ్యాటర్ నుంచి సొల్యూషన్ ఫామ్లో అవి న్యూట్రియంట్స్ని తీసుకుంటున్నాయి. ఆ మోడ్ ఆఫ్ న్యూట్రిషన్నే సాప్రోఫైటిక్ న్యూట్రిషన్ అంటారు. The mode of nutrition in which organisms take its nutrients in the form of solution from the dead and decaying matter is called the saprophytic nutrition. Okay, examples of saprophytes are bacteria and fungi. Okay, we can find this fungi like mushrooms on bread mold. Okay, we can see by doing an activity. Okay, this fungi like mushrooms can be seen on bread mold. See, to this what we need means one bread slice, container, okay, water and one hand lens. పూతద్దం కావాలన్నమాట. Okay, what to do means, in a container take the bread slice or bread piece and sprinkle water on the bread slice and close it. After 2 or 3 days, when you open that container, we will observe that the size of the bread slice will be decreased, and we can also find the cotton thread like structures on it. Cotton thread like structure spread on that piece. This thread like structure also some sort of plants called fungi. Okay, they are not having the chlorophyll, so they will obtain their food from dead and decaying matter. Okay, in this activity, to do this activity we need one bread piece, container, water and hand lens. Sprinkle water on the bread piece and keep it in a container and close the container. After 2 or 3 days, when you open the container, you will observe the size of the decrease in the size of the bread slice, and we can see the thread like structures on the bread slice. Okay, the cotton thread like structures, there are also some type of plants called fungi. Okay, they are not having the chlorophyll, so they are depending on dead and decaying matter. Okay, see some animals when they died, if any animal died in our surroundings, after few days we cannot find them, we cannot find their dead bodies there. Why? Because these saprophytes grow on dead and decaying matter and mix. They will decompose it. Decompose means they will break down into simple components and mix in the soil. So they are cleaning our earth surface. Okay, they were helping us by cleaning the earth surface and removing the dead and decaying matter from the earth surface. Okay. See, మన సరౌండింగ్స్లో ఏమన్నా ఏమైనా యానిమల్స్ ఏమైనా చనిపోయినా కొన్ని రోజుల తర్వాత అవి మనకి కనిపించవు. ఎందుకంటే వాటి మీద సాప్రోఫైట్స్ వాటి మీద పెరిగి ఏం చేస్తాయంటే దాన్ని డీకంపోజ్ చేస్తాయి. డెడ్ బాడీని డీకంపోజ్ చేసి, అంటే సింపుల్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ కింద బ్రేక్ డౌన్ చేసి వాటిని సాయిల్లో కలిపేస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో దే ఆర్ ఇన్ దట్ మేనర్ దే ఆర్ క్లీనింగ్ అవర్ ఎర్త్ సర్ఫేస్. ఓకే, enough for today.